selling real estate on the South Shore. We do a lot of condos. We do a lot of new construction. Yeah, we just have a great time here. It's a great company to work for. I love doing the show in the morning, even though it's at 8 o'clock in the morning. We used to do it at 10. It seems so much better. And we have had a moment here trying to get through the door because we Tim,
Yeah,
we a round of applause. We definitely deserve a round of applause here.
Okay, can I say I'm looking at us? I didn't even turn the lights on. We're sitting in the dark. Hold on.
We're sitting in the dark.
Sitting in the dark.
Yeah.
I'm going to close that shade behind you. So talk some more.
So anyways, both of us are heading to breakfast with Santa this morning, right after we leave here. So Melissa came flying in with her elf costume, and she looks at me all panicked. Coffee everywhere on my pink elf costume. I'm like, oh no.
You're still in your car, and I'm outside yelling, emergency. I have an emergency. Oh my gosh. So everybody who sees us on social media, I usually look not so put together.
Yeah, I know. I think this might be the first time I've ever makeup.
This morning, we have a very busy day. I don't think I'll dry my hair and put on my face and as well.
Yeah.
And then I had already ordered us coffee, so I was fine. Even it's just pulling in, driveway.
Yep. Coffee.
I'm sorry, but they done something over at Dunkin' where the covers not stay on.
I had trouble getting your cover back on your
I
coffee when
know.
I was like literally just trying to do it.
So the cover of my coffee, I went to go take my, purse out of my, the passenger seat, and it knocked the coffee, and it went everywhere. It went all over my elf costume. That I have
costume.
But I ran it underwater.
By the time I just came right out of it. I don't know what
you're
it's
like,
made
just
of.
put it on the heater so it'll dry. I'm like, it'll burn the house down.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Sure.
It's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, so it's been a morning.
It's been
So God, breakfast
a great
with Santa.
experience.
So so we will
them for the holidays. So I get into there are no Christmas pajamas at
you're a little late.
Apparently I am extremely late to nothing. On the way out the door, I find a red flannel shirt that I thought, perfect. I'm just buying this. I don't care.
I'm surprised nobody thought that you were wearing that at Target.
Kind of looked like I work at. I almost got the Target dog sweater because it had like the bandit, the dog.
That'd be cute.
It would have been cute too. So, but they only had those in like an extra. I'm like, no, I'm not just buying it for the. I'm buy the plaid shirt.
Yeah, I like that. You can wear that to national.
And next year. So,
gosh.
So I'm at Target with all the other crazy people at Target. Can't find anything to wear to breakfast with Santa. Finally, I snagged the
I like this.
You
So
like it?
you'll wear this again.
All right, so I won't cut the tag off,
Yeah.
but it's really
So,
annoying.
bear with us,
So
everybody. We have a day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna make a ham. Never made ham before.
oh, I
I
love
not that I've been told it's pretty easy. So
it is easy. Are you
yeah.
using pineapple?
Yes, I am. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day beef. I don't remember.
Ooh, that's not bad either. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's delicious. I just love ham. So I was like, oh, I'll be home Sunday, so let's make
I
a ham.
love a ham dinner. And then scallop potatoes with ham afterwards, like as a dinner during the week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you could
so
make a ham dinner in your but in order to get there, you have to make an offer
yep.
on a house. So, full transparency. So, Sharon and I were going to be talking about this discussion last week. So, we've sort of been promoting this show for 2 weeks, and it's about contingencies that can be put into an offer. And a show, Remember Her Father
Oh,
Frank.
Frank.
So, and rightfully so. Like I've said a million times, it's our show, and where we talk about real things, we talk about our lives, and so many people showed up to Frank's services. A lot of people who we know personally. There were some listeners. There were people who have known us for a really long time and known Frank, and it just sort of reminded us of take a minute to realize that we're all human, we're all real, and I love doing this show because we get to be who we are, and people
Correct.
love that. And when they don't, they certainly let us know too, but that's okay.
That's okay.
But like I said, so last Saturday the show sort of took a turn, and we started talking about it, and then we were talking about Frank, and so
And to
I
know
figured
Frank was to love Frank
to know
because he
Frank, to
was,
love Frank,
oh,
because
yeah,
he
he was
loved
a force.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah, he loved Boston Connect. He was so proud of Sharon and what she's done here, and so proud of all the agents that have helped us get to this point. In being
Sharon used to come to our open houses when we were selling the condos over
oh
here in the
really
center. He would come over and just
oh because he was there
because he was
because
there. So he would
around the
always bring a
corner.
friend with
Yeah,
him. The two of them would walk over, sit in the chat. We usually
yeah,
had coffee or something out, so he would come in and he would just
yeah,
chat with us, and he was just the
yeah.
best. Yeah,
Always wore either a Boston Connect hat or a Boston
always
Connect jacket.
swag. He always had the
He
swag
always
on.
had the swag. Make sure I have the swag. So we always got some for Frank.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just really, loved this company and loved our agents, and so do I. So, like I said, we were going to be talking about this topic last week, and I know we do have to do a show about recap of this whole year, and then we have to do bold predictions because we sort of do that every single year. But I did want to talk about some contingencies, because in this process of saying farewell to Frank, I have helped Sharon, and I know Mahoney has been a big help. Last week as well, with putting in an offer for Sharon, while she's been, saying goodbye to Frank. And a lot of questions that both Matt and I got from her clients were about contingencies because we were both helping with offers. Mine got accepted.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out that I wrote out.
I know, but Matt, yeah. So, but the next one is going to be the one. I have
Yeah.
a feeling. But yeah. So a lot of the questions were about contingencies. Um, before we dive into this, I know that you have a new construction home going on right now. So why don't you promote that? And you're doing an open house this weekend at some
We
point,
are
right?
doing an open house tomorrow out at 15 Elm Place in Hanson. Beautiful new construction home, second in what will be a before on a lovely side street right off of State Street in Hanson. It is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, got a beautiful farmer's porch on the front. It's probably one of the best lots out there because it's kind of towards the end of the street, which
Mm-hmm.
makes it really private. And it's a nice big backyard, plenty of room for a pool or anything. Jim's going to be there. We're going to be there tomorrow from 11 to 1.
A little
Um,
date day.
a little date day. Yep. Unless I'm be wrapping presents, that might happen. And
Mm.
then Jim might just scoot over. It's beautiful because it's only like 2 minutes from our house. So
Yeah.
it's been great. Any showings we've had, I'm like, oh, we can be there in like 2 minutes. So just, just
Yeah,
give us a
how's
call when
how's
you're on
2
your way.
minutes from now?
How about
And
two
they're like,
minutes from now? Like we are
"No,
totally
30?"
flexible for you.
Yeah.
We can be there whenever you need to see it. But yeah, it's beautiful construction. Kennedy built home. We already have the first one of that development sold to a lovely
Yes.
young couple who's very
Yes.
happy there.
And it was
Um,
Sharon's client.
It was Sharon's
How
client,
fun.
yep, and her niece. So that was
Yeah.
kind of fun too. And that was like a whole great story anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
they're just like the happiest couple in the whole world. And
Yeah.
it's a great street. Actually, we got to meet the neighbors across the street last time Jim and I were there. We did an open house and they came over and they were super nice people, had been there for a while. And I said to the guy, I'm like, I love your house. Like looking out the front door of this house
Oh.
at their house is a beautiful home.
Well,
So it's a great neighborhood.
talk about how important that is. I mean,
Mhm.
not just your own curb appeal, it's also the curb appeal of
Your neighbor, yeah.
the neighbors around you.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you, done an open house and looked across the street and be like, oh my
God.
gosh.
Yeah, you just go, ugh.
Ugh, you just
What
have
am I
this
gonna
like
do with
big
that?
sigh, like, oh no.
And it's so funny being both of my jobs in my life, working for the town of Pembroke, and now
Yeah.
I work for the town of Hanover and doing real estate. You just don't realize how like people would come into the town hall, into the building department, like, hey, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. And I'm like, then you should really stop
Then you should
talking
back it
right
up.
now. And inevitably they would say, but my neighbor's house has, stuff in the yard. There's trash in the yard. What you consider to be
Oh.
trash, somebody else's trash. People don't always consider, but then you're like, yeah, we as the town can't do anything about that.
Well-
You're like, but I'm going to try to sell my house. I'm like, yeah, I can't go to somebody's house and knock on the door and
Do
say, hey,
you remember I don't know if it was last summer or this summer. It might have been 2 summers ago. You were selling a condo and I went to your open house and I said, "Oh, I posted on Pembroke Connect that I found a cat at it was Sharon's open house." And people went off. Off. Oh, that's so and so cat, and it was I just was like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to know if the cat was
was okay.
was okay, but it turned into this battle of this home that the neighbors were not so happy about and had
Mhm.
gone to town hall. So when I had said to
Mhm.
you,
Yep.
oh, it's this house, and you
No.
said, oh yeah,
yeah. That's the cat house.
that's the cat
Yeah.
house.
Uh-huh.
I thought I mean, the cat lived like that for a while, so I was concerned. Okay.
You were
Okay.
concerned
I was
well.
concerned with its well-being.
And
And then this
lit
simple
a
post
fire underneath the
lit a
neighbors.
fire, and I, got a story from you that
Mm.
the neighbors
come
had
into the
gone to
town
town
hall.
hall about this particular home. And then I drove by it and I said, I could see,
See
I
why
could
they
see
would have issues
they-
with that.
Yep. But
I've had washing machine issues, people who collect washing machines in their yards.
why is that?
I don't
Why do people collect washing
I
machines?
don't know, but there was a house in Pembroke that had washing machines, and we would get phone calls all the time from the neighbor. I'm like, I know, there's really not a lot as a town that you can go in, and towns don't get involved in neighbor disputes either. Like my neighbor took down their tree, or my neighbor put their fence up, a fence that's over the property line, then then you kind of have to get involved. But if they do something in their yard that you don't like, it's like, yeah, I can't go knock on their door and say, hi, I'm sorry. You can't.
Yeah.
It's tough though.
Sorry, you can't keep 12 washing machines on the front
You
lawn.
can't, and technically, you really probably can't keep 12 washing machines in the front lawn, but
people
it's
do
a
it, and I
long
want to
drawn
know
out.
why.
Or cars, like people store cars in their yard. That's a big one. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
are only allowed to have one unregistered car in your
Yeah.
yard, But as a town, when you go to people, it's really hard to get people. Like you write the letter, you go to the house, and you say, you really can only have one. Yeah, I know, but this is my son's, this is my daughter's, this, you know.
You know what's
Ugh,
interesting is
ugh.
so Ethan is originally from Rhode Island, and when he switched everything over to Massachusetts, he got Massachusetts plates. He got the Red Sox plates, and my neighbors like automatically like realized and knew that he got new plates, that
Oh,
he finally registered, and I was like, "This is interesting."
this is interesting. I didn't think we were this interesting.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
think that we were this
hey,
interesting.
we see that Ethan got new plates.
Yeah.
It's like, what do
Hey,
you
I saw
do?
you got new plates. I was like, "What?
Wow,
Wow."
you really are paying attention out there. I gotta really watch what I'm wearing when I walk out the door now, because
Oh gosh, yeah. Sometimes when I take out the trash, forget it.
yeah. Oh.
I'm sorry. I have to apologize to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but yeah. So your new construction, you
New
mentioned
construction,
it. Yeah,
15 Elm Place. It is a beautiful, it's a beautiful home. It's on the market for 949, 9. So I guess we say all the time now. It's like, wow, it's a 4-bedroom home. It's under $1 million because
yeah,
it's a tough market. I mean, it's really kind of hard to find new construction that is, a
yeah.
little under $1 million, because it costs a lot of money to
It costs a
it
lot of
costs a
money.
lot of money. It's funny now because Jim's working at DB&S over, and so he's doing receiving over there. So he it's like a whole different perspective from him now too, because he's like, he sees what it costs
Yeah,
to get an LVL, to get wood, to get all parts to build a home. It's a lot of money.
yeah,
So, the prices have gone up, tariffs, everything else. So, there is like a fixed price. Like the builders don't just slap it on and you think they're making $1 million. They're making, a percentage, but they're not, it's not total profit.
yeah,
And every time, like in the difference between these two houses, we've had a lot of questions about them. The first house went on the market for $899.9, and this one went on for $949.9. Everybody's like, well, what's the price difference? Still 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's got a beautiful farmer's porch, covered farmer's porch front. That was
Not
that
free.
is not free. There's a price associated with that. So, people to us and they're like, well, what's the price difference? And I'm like, it's massive. I mean, we could give you the numbers. That's what they cost to build that house. Plus, it's a little bit of a nicer lot. So, I mean, those were some of the
Mhm.
questions that had come up. But it's beautiful inside. It has an unbelievable, I call it the drop zone. When you come in from the garage,
Uh,
it
oh
has a
yeah,
beautiful mud still. It has a room. It has a half bath right off there, and it has a pantry with a microwave on the inside and tons of space, winch and cupboards up over. You got to come see it.
yeah.
It's a beautiful home. If you're in the market for new construction, come see us at 15 Elm Place tomorrow from 11 to 1
In Hanson,
in Hanson.
in
In
Hanson.
Hanson, right around the corner from me. 2 minutes.
If you want a showing in 2 minutes, she'll show you.
I can show you. I can be there in 2
She'll
minutes. I
show
mean,
you.
I might not have makeup on, but I will definitely show you
All right. So I have a million pieces of paper in front of us. So I'm just
There
gonna
are
organize this
there is
real
a
fast.
lot of paper
So
in
I
front
do
of us
have
this morning.
so it's good for our reference, a contract to purchase. We have
Mhm.
this document. It's called Massachusetts Mandatory Residential Home Inspection Disclosure. Say that 5
Ah,
times fast. This is a
that's a
newer
newbie.
form. Yeah,
That's a newbie.
that's a newbie form.
Yep.
But yeah, I did do a this is my agenda. It's about 12 pages long.
I'm
You want to
like,
go through it?
like what time? We don't have time for that.
All right. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to just go through my agenda, or do you want
Yeah.
to go
Well,
through
let's go
the
through
the contract and go by contingency that way?
yeah. Let's go through the contract and
Okay.
yeah.
Um okay. So this is a little verbiage whatever. So section 1 is the purchase price. So that's a contingency. What are you offering for a purchase price? Okay,
Okay.
Tracy, as a buyer's agent, what do you have to do to educate your client
Mhm.
on whether or not a property is overpriced, it's priced accordingly, it's underpriced?
Mm.
How do you get comps and things like that for your buyers? So to satisfy this section 1, which is the purchase price, how do you come up with that for
I
your
think that
buyers?
we can just even go back to, because we've had some offers on our new construction projects, and
Yeah.
they have been under ask.
Mhm.
So, and we pretty confident on our price on this one. Like it's so for the buyer, you just have to make them understand. You do the comps based on other homes that are equally and what they've sold for in the past 6 months. Because an appraiser, if an appraisal isn't involved, is going to go back in that town with houses that are comparable to the one that you are making an offer on to come up with a price. So, and the other thing that we run into a lot of times is if you haven't bought or sold a house ever, or if you haven't bought or sold a house in 30 years, the market is completely different.
Yeah.
So the one we had last week was a dad in the background that says, "You never pay full price for a house."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not true,
Yeah.
because it is pretty true now, like especially new construction. I mean, the numbers are pretty much there. So it's more of an idea of when you're going in with a pre a house that's for sale that is not new construction.
Yeah.
So um
I'm just laughing because I was involved in a conversation recently. A client had said to Sharon, "Oh, I want to put in an offer for X amount," which was $65,000 for asking, and she just goes, "No,
no.
it doesn't work like
It
that anymore."
it just doesn't, and it's really and the reason I
No,
bring it up is it's the people who have not bought and sold houses
in a long
in a
time,
long
yeah,
time. The market is not the same, and yeah, it's we try to do the best when you price the house. You really, but I do think that there are people out there that underprice a home, which I really hate more than
yes,
overpricing a home, because the underprice brings a ton of people into your open house. I get it. I totally get it. So you put it on the market for undervalue. Now you have 20 have 50 people that come and see. It's like, I had 50 showings. It's like,
yeah,
well, that's great. Except for the first 20 didn't even have a shot at it, because you walk in and you're like, there's no way this house is going to go for what it's on the market for.
yeah,
It's a beautiful home. It should have been bumped up. So I think you have to educate your buyer going in, like, if we walk in and I look around, I'm like, yeah, you're already at the top of your budget, and this house is not going to go for the top of your budget. This
yeah,
house is going to go for more than that. So you have to have your buyer realistically. And then my problem with that is, so now your buyer goes in, they make an offer, it doesn't get accepted, it goes $50,000 over ask. So they're already at the top of their budget at their offer. Now they're not. But this is the house they have in their mind now. So
yeah,
now they think they're going to go out and find that house in their price range, because that's what it was on the market for, was in their price range. And you have to educate your buyer and say, it's not in your price range. I know you think it is, and because they put it on the market low, you think it's on for your price range, but it's not. It's going to go
yeah,
over ask. They've kind of forced the hand that it will go over ask because it's a beautiful home. And they could have marked it up and had less people look at it
yeah,
that are contenders. And those 20 people that came in who thought they were going to get it would move on to something else and have not looked at that and set their expectations to be, yeah, but I want my house to look like that house looked.
mhm,
Yep, that house is not your
yeah,
house.
yeah.
This is your house.
I feel like
So
and correct me if you don't feel the same way, but I think that it's easier to have conversations with buyers about comps than it is with sellers because
yes.
when it comes to sellers, I mean, nobody has an ugly baby. So,
Mm-mm. And they love
everybody
their house. And it's
and they
your
love their
house.
house. I feel like we have to say, okay, but that house has a finished basement and
Hmm.
a fenced in yard and a garage and like
And a
all
pool,
these
and
things.
yeah, like when you
But
sit with your sellers, you
yeah,
really have to break it down. Like,
yeah,
they're looking at that house, they're looking at their house and looking at another house. They're like, well, they got that much for that house. I'm like, I know, but
yeah,
now I have to do the hard part, which is point out the things that aren't the best about your house. And that's always I always say that the hardest thing is walking into somebody's home that they absolutely love, that they have lived in for the past 35 years, and you have to go in and be the negative Nancy that has to
yeah.
be the picky one that's like, I know you love your house, but it needs a deep clean. I keep my I know you do, and I'm
Oh,
not
it's so
expecting you to live.
I would say that that is probably the most, like, not
Ugh,
nerve-wracking, but, like,
just
you
saying
just
it.
have to be very gentle about how you approach, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
perhaps we'll do a deep clean before we go on."
Maybe a deep clean. And then that's when you get down to the, like, when I say deep clean, I don't mean your countertops are dirty. I don't mean your bathrooms are dirty. I'm talking about, are you telling me that you wipe your baseboards down
Yeah,
every week when you clean? No,
yeah,
I don't. And I don't expect you to either. And I don't expect you to live like that day to day.
yeah,
However, if you want to sell your house, you need to make it look like a shining little diamond. And if
mhm.
that means having somebody come in and do a deep clean, then that's what you need to do, because
Yeah,
those are the things people will look at. They'll look at your baseboards. They're going to look at your molding to make sure it's not chipped. They are going to look at your hardwood floors. Like, some hardwood floors, you're like, no, you don't need to do them. They're fine. Could you do
yeah,
them? Absolutely. Everything you put into it, you will get back. You just don't want to over put money into it when people are going to come in and do Anyway,
Did you refer my hardwood floor guy? Was it you?
yes, I think yes. Jim took yes,
Yes?
yes.
Was it you?
I'm pretty sure. I know I have his number.
We can
Let me put
compare
it to this
notes.
way. I'm pretty sure I have his number, but
Well, what I'm saying is,
yeah.
I had I redid my floors before I moved in, and I'm so grateful that I did. I mean,
Mhm.
they were fine, but they definitely had been lived in for many, 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 many years.
Yep.
So I said, "Oh, we'll just do a little refresh." And I felt like it was fairly inexpensive. The cost, well, at least with this
Yep.
person who I have referred several times since, it was worth it to me because I love them.
Yeah.
And it sort of brought them back to life.
Oh, I have an entire Rolodex of people. I
Yeah,
always tell people all the time from working in the building department for years, I
yeah,
have got like, I need a plumber. How many references would you like? I have 5.
yeah.
I can just tell you the telephone number right off the top of my head, right off
Maybe it
from the
was
get.
Jess Page. She's a realtor here at Boston Connect
I
Real
think
Estate.
I think
She
we
might have
took it for
referred.
our hardwood floor because we
Oh,
are
maybe
getting
I
our floor.
referred it. Oh no, I referred him to you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. I was
so
gonna say, I'm
Jess Page.
pretty
This is
sure.
the chain. Jess Page referred him to me, and then I referred
Referred
him
him
to
to
you.
me.
Did
Yep.
you use him?
We haven't done our hardwood
Oh,
floors
you
yet.
gotta.
Yeah, we
I mean,
haven't
it was
done it.
perfect. He was
Yeah.
great. And then I've referred him to another person that I know was very happy with him as
Every
well.
time we go to do the hardwood floors, it's either we're going away,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas now, kids coming home. I'm like, January, we'll do it in January.
When you take down the tree.
Like, when the tree comes down. Yeah. Because well, and then again, just to go on to our, as everybody knows, we're getting our house ready, hopefully to put on the market at some point in the next year or two. When we do the hardwood floors, we're having a moving company come in,
Yeah.
take all of our furniture out,
Oh.
and then and then only the special stuff comes back in. I already said to Jim, that's not coming back in. That's not coming back. I'm not bringing stuff
Are you gonna
back
move it
into the
all
house.
back? Are you gonna move it all to Nashville?
Some of it, not
Yeah.
all of it, not all of it, not the hutch. Everybody out there whose parents bought them a hutch for like Jim's parents bought us our dining room set. Jim's mom bought us our dining room set with the big, massive china hutch. God, that thing is a beast. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not coming back in. I'm sorry. And it has all my china in it. That's another thing.
Do you use China anymore?
I do. I love my china. It's
Yeah.
kind of a neutral. It's like got a black stripe and a gold rim on it. So it's
Mhm.
pretty neutral. So I can mix it up with things. And I do use my china, but yeah, but what do you do with it? Like, do you
What do you do
keep it?
with
Do you not keep it? I have my mother's china, which is that old fashioned red, like toile print, which
Yeah.
I love, which looks great with my, but do you keep it? Do you not keep it? That's where I'm starting. Like now I'm going through everything that's not coming back in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do we keep the china? Like we have Waterford crystal. That stuff is heavy. It
I
is
know. I
like
got some from my
heavy.
Nana. Yeah.
It's heavy. Do you keep it? Do you not? I feel like I'm gonna I'm gonna have a problem when
You're
I
gonna
start
have a
packing.
problem. And
I
then
think
how are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
have a
move all of
problem.
that?
Yeah, and I don't want it all to come back in again. So now I
Yeah.
really want to make choices. Like, and the kids are coming home for Christmas tomorrow. They're both flying on the same flight.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of fun? Taylor's flying from Nashville to DC, and then she has a layover, it's like a half an hour. I'm like, God, don't be late. And then her and Colin are getting on the same flight coming to Boston.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Who has the better seat?
They're actually both have aisle seats right next to each other.
Oh,
They
that's
are
what
actually right next to each
that's
other.
what Ethan and I do.
We do that too.
specifically pick aisle seats across from each other.
We do too.
We
Yeah.
both like them.
Yep. It gives you a little extra legroom.
Yeah, we like that.
All 5'1" of me.
Yeah,
I need
seriously.
such
You don't need
extra
it. Okay, the next. So that's sort of how we get to the purchase price. So,
yeah, you get to the price. So you try to make, and you want and if your buyer really, and they're head over heels for it, then you tell them, you got to go in with a strong offer. Like this is not the time to be trying to like get it for a deal. If you love it, you got to put your best foot forward. And that's what I always try to tell our buyers. Like this is not the time to try to strike a deal. If you really love the house, let's go in with your best foot forward, your best offer.
Yeah. I'm going to skip to home inspection contingency.
Oh,
so we have a new form, but explain what a home inspection contingency is really in general.
Before the law changed or
now, I guess, because
now you don't have that ability to write in like waiving a home inspection. The determination for purchasing for a seller to accept your offer, you can opt not to do one because you don't want to pay for one, but it cannot be a contingency in the offer.
Yeah.
So that everybody looks like on the same playing field. As far as you know, you got 5 offers. everybody's doing a home inspection. In your brain, that's,
Yeah. So for the new offer, it looks, so how it used to be is we used to be able to just cross out the whole section or just
yeah,
say
waived.
waived,
Yeah.
where a date was supposed to be. Now, to keep it clean and
So that nobody has the upper hand
yeah,
because you're saying, I'm going to waive my home inspection. As a
yeah,
seller, you're like, well, all right, that's a good deal for me because I don't have to worry
yeah.
about, something coming up that I'm unaware of.
So now the offer reads, we have to insert a date and then we have to choose. It says if results are not satisfactory to the buyer, choose one. So one is in buyer's sole discretion. So that's just if they're not satisfied. What's that word? Satisfied with the home inspection, they have the ability to walk away. The next one is, estimate aggregated cost of repairs exceeds, and then you can put a number there, as
Yep.
indicated in writing by consultants, regularly in the business of providing such repairs, remediations, or improvements. So it has a bunch of other words. I won't bore you with it.
I've had a lot of people do that prior to this
Yeah.
being a change. Like
Yes, that was part of it as well.
yeah,
You could have put that in, but now it's sort of forcing you to choose one of those two things. So you can't put the waived in anymore. We've done a few shows on the
yeah,
new home inspection law and what's a reasonable amount of time for that time. So if it's days or one day, like the next day that you put the date in, is that a reasonable amount of time to do a home inspection and read the report? Probably not.
probably not.
So that's probably your way of saying that you're waiving it. But moving forward, you fill out this section. So it's section 7 of the contract to purchase on the MAR form. And you basically don't have to indicate whether or not you're having one until after it is accepted.
Right.
So home inspection,
Or a
typically
date, or no, but I do like the not to exceed $10,000, whatever that
yeah,
number is.
yeah.
It kind of gives you that little
Yeah, but
flexibility.
I feel like if you put an aggregated number, you have to prove that all of those repairs cost more than that number in order
Correct.
to walk away, which I feel like puts you in a bad situation where, like, say it's comes up structural and and you it's an $8,000 repair, but you're like, oh god,
Something like that. You're like, oh yeah, I don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take on that responsibility, or some people don't, but everybody knows, a home inspection allows a buyer to perform professional inspections within a set time frame. It typically includes general home inspection, structural, electrical, plumbing, HVAC review. So you'll get a report and be able to go through. It's broken down by section, so you can go through those sections to see sort of what's going on with the house. The purpose is to identify material defects, safety concerns, and deferred maintenance, which is big because sometimes people don't take care of their homes.
That's correct.
Inspections aren't meant to create a perfect house. It's just meant to educate you on the house.
Correct. I used to like when people are like, home inspection for buyers only. No kidding. That's
Yeah.
what a home inspection.
Well, what if they don't like the information? I think
for buyers information
also,
only.
yeah, it's
Okay.
also important to point out that cosmetic issues versus major defects should be distinguished. So recently we had a conversation with a buyer of, oh, we're going to have to come in and buy all new appliances. And Sharon said, well, hold on, you want new appliances, they don't need new appliances. All the appliances are in working order. It's just they're older, but they're
Right.
still working.
Yep.
You want,
That's a preference.
that is a want,
That is
not
a
as
want.
a need.
Yes.
So that's a conversation that you have to have with yourself or amongst those who are buying. But some things that can come out after a home inspection, so you can request repairs, request a credit, or renegotiate the price as well.
Correct.
You can accept the property as is, or you can terminate the agreement.
Correct.
What generally, how do your clients feel after a home inspection?
I have not had a like top list. Like I haven't had anybody back out because of a home. I mean,
Yeah.
I think people usually know going into it what they're going to get out of the deal. And again, we really focus on mechanicals, and like even the last house we just did, they had a brand new heating system, they had a relatively new roof. Those are the things that we go in looking for. Make sure all your mechanicals are working. You don't want to have AC issues. You don't want to have heating issues. Your roof has to be relatively new. We had I always say this: mold is the new asbestos
Oh,
for now. Yep,
really?
asbestos used to be the thing, and now it's mold. Mold in the attic, remediation. We just had the one we just sold. They did a remediation, got a certificate, transferred it over to the buyer. Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't really run into like any. We haven't had anything major
Yeah.
come up, which is really nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good, good this year.
Next section, we'll go over mortgage contingency. So, if a buyer is purchasing a home with getting a mortgage and not cash for it, it's important to include a mortgage contingency.
Correct.
So, this contingency essentially protects the buyer if they're unable to secure a mortgage despite making a good faith effort. So, you have to
Correct.
make an effort.
Yeah,
You
you
have
can't
to
just
make
say
an
I didn't
effort.
get it. I didn't get it. I didn't
Um,
submit the correct paperwork. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's not how it works.
the mortgage contingency itself outlines the type of loan. So there you can go for a conventional loan, FHA, VA. You can do a portfolio loan. There's so many different types of loans. That's why it's always important if you are shopping around to already be pre-approved.
Yep. Pre-approved.
Jinx, you owe me a
Yep.
Coke.
Yep. Chinks, you owe me a Coke.
Yes, it is important. It's
Yeah.
the first step. And to put it kindly, if you're not, you're wasting your time and you're wasting everybody else's time
Correct.
that's included
Yeah.
in the process. Because if you don't qualify, which sometimes people have the conversation and they're very confident they are going to qualify, and then they realize, oh, I haven't paid my credit card bill in 2 years.
Yeah. My credit card bill in 2 years, or I lost my job and I haven't had my new job
Yeah.
long enough for.
Or you're self-employed, and sometimes
And
that can get a little
that can get
dicey.
very complicated. So you definitely need to have your
Yeah.
pre-approval in place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your best effort forward. Like
yeah.
all the numbers are there. You're not totally pre-approved because you have to run all the numbers prior to, but as they say, you look great on paper.
Yeah.
But you need that piece of paper that says I look great on paper.
Yeah.
And submit with your offer.
Yeah, that piece of paper gets submitted with your offer.
Yeah.
And if you're going for a mortgage, so you have that mortgage contingency and you're submitting an offer without it, your offer is not complete.
Yep.
As a listing agent, you're going through all of the documents you get and you're like, well, how do I even know that this person can afford it? Like,
Yep.
if they are going for a mortgage, then somebody at a mortgage company is going to have to tell me
Correct.
if they can even afford it. Because again, what if you take that property off the market? I'm sorry, I keep looking at your tag. Like, poor you, geez.
I think it just came on.
Yeah,
Literally,
you just
have the tip.
shoplifted.
Thank God it's red though, so
I
at least
know.
it matches. It kind of
You got to
blends
tuck it in.
I'm gonna tuck it. I'm gonna roll it after.
But yeah, you need to be confident that this person is going to be able to
Correct.
purchase the property before taking it off the market, because you don't want to
you
waste
take it
that
off
market time.
Exactly. And on the other side, if you are a cash buyer, don't be surprised if they want to see in writing where your funds are located.
Yeah.
Like that's not an insult. Like I'm paying cash. What do you mean you don't believe I don't have the money? Yeah, well, if I'm going to take my house off the market because we're going to enter into an agreement, I want to make sure that you can afford it. If you are a cash buyer, do not be surprised that they do not want to, that somebody's going to want to see that in writing. Where are you getting these funds from? Whether they're in a 401k, whether they're in a different bank, whatever, they are going to ask for proof of funds.
Yeah.
So, and don't be insulted by that. That is just standard fare.
Yeah, because what if the reverse? You would want that
Correct.
information as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it outlines the type of loan, the loan amount and interest rate cap, the deadline for mortgage commitment. So in the offer, you are actually including, how much you're going for in a mortgage. So what percentage, what percentage of your purchase price you are going to finance. It's terms and conditions by it's a certain date, so you want to make sure that you're meeting these dates and also submitting an application by, and you have to put that date as well,
because you can, if something comes up minor, you could extend. You can get an extension. It's not it's
not uncommon.
Even when we're drafting these purchase, contract to purchase, we're kind of throwing darts at a board that says, all right, we'd like to close by such and such a date. We'd like to think that your mortgage contingency will be satisfied by this date.
Mhm.
And you're kind of randomly picking dates. You try to fit everything in, but sometimes an
Yeah.
extension is necessary. And don't panic. That does happen quite often.
Yeah.
Like you're 1 or
Yeah.
2 days off, like, oh, we need to confirm some out of state account or something. And you're like, well, we just need to check this one list off,
Yeah.
but we need an extra day to do it.
So my next section is even strong buyers can face unexpected lender issues. So job verification, delays, credit changes, or stricter underwriting.
Yep.
Different property types have different lending rules. So condos and manufactured homes often have additional lender hurdles. So manufactured homes, there's only certain mortgage companies that will do those. And it's essentially because it's a manufactured home, so it's not something that can stay in place. You can physically move it. If you
Right.
want it, you can throw some wheels on it
It's
and
almost like
wheel
a
it
bill
down
of
the
sale.
street.
It's more like buying a car. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
bill of
more like
sale.
buying a
Yeah.
car. So, there's only a certain, what are they, chattel loans? Is it called
Chattel.
chattel?
It is a chattel.
Is it chattel?
ChattelL.
You know, certain loans that do manufactured homes. So what sellers should know is a pre-approval is not a guarantee. That's just saying, hey, we've
Check off
glanced it
most of the
over and
boxes.
you're sort of good to go.
And a lot of
We've
mortgage
looked it over.
companies now kind of take it to a whole different level. Like
Yeah.
before, it used to be just kind of like a standard pre-approval. A lot of mortgage companies, which is why we say to people, get a good mortgage broker you can work with. They will help you get your finances straightened out. Like I refer we use Ann Schwartz quite a bit, and she's lovely. And I will send buyers who aren't ready to buy quite yet, but they're probably
Yeah.
6 months or a year out. I send them in early, and she gets them all straited out. Like, this is what you need to do to
sometimes
get
you
your
need
ducks
to
in a
know.
row.
Yeah,
So
sometimes
when
you
you're
need to
ready
know.
6 months from now, you're going to be such a strong buyer,
Yeah.
as opposed to if you just kind of roll in with kind of a mishmash of where your ducks are. But if you get them all in a row with somebody
Yeah.
6 months in advance, when you go out and start looking, you are a great buyer, which is what you want to be. You want
Yeah.
best foot forward.
Yeah, sometimes there's questions, you could have a certain amount of cash in the bank, but you might still have a loan on your car. You might still have a little bit of credit card debt. So
And they might advise you to pay those off.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
The loan officer will be able to say like, oh yeah, it might help you if you take a little bit of cash and, pay off your car or things like that. So,
Yeah.
I actually paid off my car when I purchased my home because it brought my debt down.
Yep.
So it worked for me, and now I haven't had a car payment in 2 years, and I love that.
Oh.
So I'm hoping to get a couple more years out of my car. But
Your car is great.
Yeah,
You're going to be fine with your car.
it's 10 years old. Can you believe it?
No,
Yeah, it's a 2016.
it does still look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it still
don't
looks
look at
really good.
because I hit the curb quite often.
Oh, we were just down in Nashville this past weekend with Taylor in her rolling dumpster of a car that she is trading. She's finally trading it in. That car has been a honey, as Jim says. That car has been a honey to her, but it is in need of it going, and it needs to go this year.
No, I think I can definitely get a couple more years. I thought that was the doorbell. I thought we had a call. I was like, oh, do we have a caller? Yeah.
Oh, Tim, she's having a day.
I'm having a day. I gotta turn it around though because
You will turn it around.
Thank you.
will.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gonna be a very long day for us. Well, you're
Yeah.
not working at night.
I
am
am
working
not
the night.
working tonight, but I'm working breakfast with Santa.
Woo! Woo! It's like at the Bruins game when they go woo. I love that. Okay, yeah. So, should we talk about appraisal? What's next on the thing? Yeah,
and
appraisal contingency.
we just had one waived. Our
Oh.
last home sale was the buyers were putting down considerable amount of money,
Yeah.
and the appraisal got waived.
Oh.
By the mortgage company waived the appraisal, the underwriter.
So the purpose of an appraisal
Woo.
contingency, so you can write this in for additional terms, or a lot of the times this is already in a pre-approval. It's part of a contingency in the pre-approval. But the purpose of it is protects the buyer if the property does not appraise at or above the purchase price. And that essentially it protects the bank. It
Yeah.
protects the people who are giving you the money in order. But key consideration, so lender will only lend based on appraised value, not the offer price. In competitive markets, appraisal gaps are common. So talk about what an appraisal gap is.
So appraisal gap is when you put, and we actually had it happen to a house here in Pembroke that we had recently, that the buyer puts in an offer, a good faith offer of a certain amount of money. Let's say it's 750, and the appraisal comes in under 750. In this case, it came in on like 739.
Mm-hmm.
So that gap has to be made up by either the seller offering a credit to the buyer or the buyer coming up with cash
Yeah.
to
Make up the
settle,
difference.
to make up the difference. So yeah.
What happened there?
So
Has it closed yet?
it was closed. No,
Okay.
it closed, and everybody in the transaction made, so our seller, the buyer was at their max. There
Yeah.
was no money there to be had. So the seller gave a credit, and each of the agents took a credit
Yeah.
just to help them out,
Yeah.
just to make the transaction work.
Yeah.
So we all gave a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but it was just enough to get the buyer in, and everybody was happy. So
Yeah.
seller
What a
was very nice.
conversation.
Yeah, not the best. When you get that call, you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to have this conversation with my seller, and the buyer is now stuck. Like, well, and if they're at their max budget, there's no way they're not gonna, they're not coming up with 20 grand from somewhere.
Yeah.
So you either have to.
So buyer's option, if appraisal comes in low, you can renegotiate the price, bring additional cash to closing, or
Yep.
walk away if protected by the contingency.
Yep.
So making sure that contingency is in there if you are going for a mortgage.
We had one in Hanover. People loved the house, full price offer. 2 weeks before close, no mortgage.
No mortgage.
No mortgage. They had to walk. They had to walk away. Yep.
It's sad.
Yep.
It
It
is
was
sad.
really 2 weeks before. I was like, well, who's been handling this since?
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 weeks prior too. So it can happen. It can happen in the bitter end too. So it's not like you're going to find out right away. Not. You might have your house off the market for 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden their mortgage falls apart and you go back on the market.
Yeah. Also important to say, overpricing can lead to appraisal issues, even with strong offers. So keep that in mind if you want to overprice your home.
Yep, keep that in mind. You might get down to where it should be anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Home sale contingency. So discuss what a home sale contingency is. So you write that into your offer.
You write that into your offer, because most people are not in the ability to purchase a home without selling their existing home. And, to be a great buyer situation is you sell your house, you rent for a couple of months.
Mhm.
That makes you a great buyer. You go out, you don't have a home sale contingency. You've already taken care of that. But not many people have that ability to be able to just go purchase a home without selling their home. So you write in that, a successful sale of ABC property that I already own must close in order for me to purchase. So you usually put like a time frame in there. We usually give, 30 days to get their house under agreement.
Yeah.
And then you can do what's called a 48-hour kick out as well,
Yeah.
which is you can keep the house on you accept the offer, and they're moving forward to try to sell their house at the best of their ability in order to purchase your home. But you continue to show the property. And then if somebody comes in that does not have a home sale contingency, then you go back to your original buyer and say, look, you have 48 hours to come up with the cash or some type of a bridge loan that's going to allow you to purchase this home as well as selling your home, which is pretty much nobody wants to be on the hook for that unless you're. So home sale contingency is you got to sell your home in order to purchase a home. So you write that into the offer.
Yeah. So protects buyers who must sell their current home in order to purchase. Common scenario. So buyer needs proceeds for down payment. Buyer cannot carry 2 mortgages. I mean, who can in this economy?
When people, and it happens to us all the time, they come in like, I don't have to sell my house in order to, I'm like, oh God, to be in that position, I would love to be able to say that. Good for you. Because
you've done it all right.
Whatever you've done, I have not.
Yeah.
So I am not in that position. But there are plenty of people out there that do not have to sell their house in order to purchase their next home.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some risks. We call it the domino. So, if one property needs to sell in order for another property, and then what if that, the sellers of that property have to buy something else? So there can be a domino effect.
How far can the domino go?
How far can the domino go?
Oh, and I've been in a 3 and
Yeah.
I don't want to ever go back to
Yeah.
sell in order to buy, sell in order to buy. Oh no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
There was one of the offers recently that I saw. It would have been 4.
Ugh.
So I think that is why ultimately the last one, the offer did not get accepted, because there was, somebody was purchasing this, then they were purchasing this, and then this person was purchasing the next one, but that seller had to purchase something else afterwards. It's a
Oh,
lot.
it's a lot.
It can happen
And
though.
you think about it in the beginning, and then when you start seeing it
Yeah.
on paper, you're like, oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a
Yep.
lot of other contingencies to go over, but we only have about 2 minutes left. So I want to make sure that you get all of your contact information out to everybody. And again, promote that listing of yours if they want to see it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, if they want to see it in 2 minutes, I can go. Except I'm doing breakfast with Santa,
Yeah.
but Jim's around.
Jim's
So
around.
Jim can be there in 2 minutes. Yeah, without a problem. So, yep. So my name is Tracy Grady here, Boston Connect Real Estate. You can reach me at 617-620-8484 or Tracy, Tracy, at bostonconnect.com. And we were going to be at 15 Elm Place tomorrow from 11 to 1 in Hanson. Beautiful new construction, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. We also have 3 new construction projects down in Carver on Ohana Way. And Ohana, what does Ohana mean, Melissa?
Family.
It means family. So it's the perfect location for a family. So we're actually going out there on Tuesday to do a video of the neighborhood. Rich Ryan's going to meet me out there, and we're going to do like a little voiceover video with the drone just to show what the neighborhood looks like.
Yeah.
We have 3 beautiful homes, custom design it. Our builder is a custom guy. He wants his buyer in. He wants to work with you. He wants to create your house. Our pictures that we have up are just suggestions. We'll build whatever you want. That's feasible on the lot.
We'll build your dream
We
home.
will, and that's what I write. We're building your dream home. We have 3 lots over there. It's a gorgeous neighborhood. Check it out.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
How can people get in touch with you? Did you already say that?
I did.
Oh, well, say it again.
I'm going to say it again. If you want to see Ohana Way, 617-620-8484, Tracy at bostonconnect.com.
Yes, and you can go to bostonconnect.com to find all of our contact information. Thank you guys so much for listening. Is this the last show of the year? I think it might be. Yeah. I'm not sure. I need a calendar, but thank you so much for
27th.
27th. Yeah. One more. So
One more.
yeah, thank you guys for listening, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody, because I'm not
Merry
going to be part.
Christmas, Tim.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Bye, everybody.
Beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be